Hi. Hello. Do you hear me okay? Yay. Hi. Perfect. Let me say hi to you guys. First, Michael. mm, I have a question about MHJ. She signed a HYBE contract to continue, but report are she's back and working. Why? What's her current status with NJ? Lena, I'm me. Hello, Beth. Leah, Darren, Juliet, Shan, Chris, Bang Luna, hello, MG, Erica, Kez, Shelling, Sandra, Angel, Namhar, Baby, Chris, Happy Stan, OT7, BTS Forever 7, and Leah, I Pablo, Caribbean, Amy, Brina, watching from the Philippines, Claudia, Nemo, Hoan, Joanne, Philo, Carmi, Ricky, Nemo, SA, magandang tanghali. That's good day. Rika, hello. Okay, before I begin, just wanted to answer the question of Michael. So there hasn't been any word on whether or not she accepted the contract of she accepted to continue being a producer of newjeans, but she is currently sitting as a board director of Adore. And since she accepted the position of a board director, everybody's just assuming that it's just a matter of negotiations in terms of her contract as the producer of New Jeans. So they probably haven't really announced it because they're still negotiating on the details of the contract. That's the talk on the street, that they're just negotiating the details of the contract, but it's essentially her agreeing to continue producing for New Jeans. And that's normal. I've mentioned before that when you are presented with a contract, it's always expected that you are going to negotiate. It's very, especially at that stature, it's very rare that you just accept whatever is given to you. So that's a normal thing for them to negotiate. I One of the things that she was complaining about with the original contract presented to her was the clauses on how HYBE can unilaterally break the contract or dismiss the contract or invalidate the contract in case of certain things happening. So I guess she's negotiating those parts. I expect it's not going to be an easy negotiation, so it might take some time. But I honestly don't see her disagreeing with a contract given that she agreed to become a board director. I think at this stage, as we know, the original offer to her as a board director was 5 years, which was going to be co-terminus with the contract of New Jeans. But then they released a statement that the contract will only last 3 years. So I guess there's probably a provision there that they can extend it for another 2 years. The right of first refusal. I don't know if you guys have ever had to negotiate a contract, but the right of first refusal is when the company is given the first option to renew it or not. And I think that's just, that's probably just to make sure that she's doing her job. So that's the word on her contract. There is no decision yet from the Supreme Court, from the court, on whether or not they are going to honor the termination of the shareholders agreement and hold up her firing as an CEO. That's going to happen. The decision, the last day that the court will accept evidence would be 25th, which is 3 days away. And then the court said they're going to make a decision after that. However, as Hybe said, regardless of, even if, for example, the court says they have to keep her as a CEO, they will just fire her again. So they'll keep on trying until it holds up. I guess that's the word. Okay, so she is on the board and is the head of the board. No, she's not a head of the board. She's just a member of the board. Not head of the board. Yes, not head of the board, just a member of the board. Why take her back to groom the girls more? um I guess it's as I this was actually the topic of my last live stream. It's I guess at this stage it's a strategic and a tactical move from Hybe. If they let her loose, if they let her go, it's going to give her the freedom to malign Hybe to no end. So it's with the contract she's tied to make sure that the reputation of Adore and most likely the reputation of Hybe is held up, that she can't do or say anything that could tank the reputation. And if she does so, then they can invalidate the contract and take everything away from her. So that is the reason. Essentially, keep your friends close, but your enemy closer. That way, they can control her. They can watch her move instead of just letting her loose. So it's cutting a lot of the freedom that she can do, uh, controlling the damage that she can do if she is not with Hybe. I'm hoping that she will have to hold her tongue if she does take the deal. She's a snake and she will never change. She will destroy Hybe from inside. It's a game. Well, it's a war game, I guess. It's a strategic and a tactical game. Now we're gonna see how good Hybe is in controlling her. So Bang Luna Army's investigation showed NCT sent the first rifts. It was a fan of NCT, but I don't think they were able to link it directly to NCT, therefore SM. I saw that JK exhibit was postponed until November 1st through November 17th. Not sure why they canceled in October. I'm so pissed because my ticket was October 26th. So I'm one of those who was affected. I don't know why they canceled it. Elections. Hopefully they keep better tabs on her this time. Sorry, I meant NCT fan. Yeah, NCT fan. It was her. They found links of the person who sent it to the person who is a fan of NCT. Hello from Arizona. Hello. Okay, so have you listened to the new song of Rose and Bruno Mars? And are you a fan of either? New Jeans lost three contracts renewals. Coca Cola, true. I know of two. Oh, sorry. So these are just mere speculation. I don't have any access to the contracts of Coca Cola. So unless Coca Cola actually formally announced it, or probably 1 year down the road, and we still haven't seen them anywhere near Coca Cola, then it would mean that they did not renew their contract. But word on the street is that they weren't included in the latest campaign of Coca Cola, and the last event that they attended was just part of a commitment that they had as a part of their first contract. And then there's one more that apparently they did not renew with them. Love the new song. I wasn't a fan of the new song. I like the song, love Bruno, but not a fan of the new song, just not my vibe. Yes, it's true. Me too, Bruno. I wish they could make those funeral riffs illegal. Yeah. I mean, supposedly, those riffs are to honor the dead, honor the life of the person who died, not so that in itself it should be a sacred practice. So that being used as a mode of fan war is just disgusting. I like Illit's Cherish. It's a fan song. It's a fun song, but not my type. Don't like her new song. What a waste of money. To me, those risks are okay. Let's just go to the um the new song of Bruno Mars and Rose. There are talks, there are speculation, and it looks like it. If you look at the chart, the numbers, it looks like it's going to break the top 10 of Billboard Hot 100. If you are a fan, if you follow me on Patreon, you would know that I'm actually, of the four members of Blackpink, Rose is actually the one that I listen to. Both her songs are in my playlist. So she's the one I actually like, primarily because I feel like her songs are just simply the type. It resonates with me. So that's why I like her, not for anything else. So this collaboration was both a pleasant surprise. So like you're going to see something. Okay, do you see the sheet that says collaboration or desperation? Yes. Okay. So just let's um let's look at Lee, because she has been, and I am not saying the things that I'm saying simply because it's her that I like among the members of Blackpink. It's just that I think it is true. um, there are always two sides to success, the business part of it and then the artistic side of it, right? And especially in this day and age, you can argue that during the Beatles, it's just the line is very blurry, but nowadays business and art, they just have to work hand in hand. But it is, you can also make the case that they're very much separate. And so when you're looking at a song and the success of a song, and when you're looking at an artist and the success of an artist, remember that there are two components in that. One is the business side of it, and then the other is the artistic side of it. And the reality of the matter is that you do need money to be able to freely explore art. So you can't fault people, either the artist, their management, their marketing team, their label, to try and push the commercial aspect of it, because they do need to earn in order to reinvest those money back into the artist. Without money, they won't be able to operate. So I hope that we're just a little bit more compassionate and considerate when we're saying those things to people, because we do need to understand and also realize that we are also in the same position. A lot of us are doing some work that we don't really like, simply because we need to pay the bills. So some of these things, they may not prefer the way that they are doing it, but they have to for commercial purpose. Now, that being said, this thing, Asian artists collaborating with popular Western artists, that's not new. Back in 2017, Malaysian singer Yuna collaborated with Usher. It was a good song. Um, you probably you haven't heard of it because they didn't really it didn't really make a mark in the Western market. There's also Van Ness, a member of F4. I don't know if you guys are young and are if you know of F4 basically, but he collaborated with Ryan Tedder. Same thing. You probably haven't heard of it because it didn't make a lot of noise in the Western market. Back in 2009, Snoop Dogg collaborated with Akshay Kumar. So, Asian artists collaborating with Western artists, that's my point. It's not a new thing. It has been there for a long, long time. It's just that we hear more of it now from K-pop artists, because it is K-pop artists that are getting the commercial attention in the US. So they're getting more opportunities. A lot of Western artists are more open to collaborating with them because they know of K-pop. Now, how did they get to that? We're going to discuss later. But that is my point, and I hope you get it. However, just because they collaborated with a big Western artist doesn't always translate to Western hit. As I've said, have you heard of any of those songs? Probably not. Okay, one aspect of it is the fact that the labels that released it were local. Okay, but then you have Arashi, who is considered to be one of the biggest boy bands in the world, but very much local in Japan. They actually collaborated with Bruno Mars. And the song, even in Japan, didn't hit as well, and not a lot of noise were created internationally. Okay, so that's one Bruno Mars collaboration with you for you that didn't become as big internationally. Okay, I lost you. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna find you again. Okay. Um, so you still need to have two things in order to make it big. You still need a good song, and you still need a great marketing support. Okay. Now the question is, what is it that is good? What song? How do you know when a song is good? Right now, let's take three songs for as an example. Yun, which is by RM and Erika Badu, and then Apate, Rose and Mars, and then Jenny's Mantra. Now, Bruno Mars, personally, Bruno Mars and Rose's song is good. For me, I like it. It's one of those songs that I don't mind listening to. It's probably something that I will play if I want something fun. It's a bop. Like it's I when I say bop, it means I would bop my head to the song. Like literally. It's nice. It's a good song. Is it groundbreaking artistically? No. No. Bruno Mars have certainly created a lot of other songs in the past that were both bop and also artistically superior. I wouldn't consider it to be that, but it is a good song for me. Mantra of Jenny is absolutely not my song. It's I don't like it. It's probably a song that I will not listen to, but just because I don't like it doesn't mean it is bad. It's simply not for me. And I am not the world. There's a lot more other people with their own taste, and I must respect that. So it's not a song for me, but it could be good for other people. But then there's also Yun, which I would say, as we know, didn't really hit Billboard Hot 100. So we can say it's not a commercially successful song, but by God, artistically, it's superior. Is it going to be appreciated by the public, by the general public? Apparently not. But I think if you pass it on to critics, they would say that it's probably in the top 10 of one of the best songs ever created. Now, there are technical ways on how you can determine whether a song is superior or not. I am not a professional singer or a professional musician, so I'm just going to gloss over this. I've gotten this information through experience. I used to sit down in records to record some songs for movies and stuff like that. Okay. One is tempo, how fast or slow a piece of music is performed. That is generally measured through the number of beats per minute. Naturally, the faster it is, then the harder it is to sing. That's one of the components. So if you compare, like for example, levitating to Rap God of Eminem, then of course Rap God is going to be a more difficult song to sing. Well, it's a rap song. The other is agility, the ease of moving easily, smoothly, and sometimes quickly through registers. You need some hardcore breathing techniques so you can open up quickly to breathe. The steeper the pitch change is, the harder it is the song to sing. So, for example, one of those would be Frozen song, that there is a sudden drop that's very hard. So if the more unstable is the song is, then the harder it is to sing. So that's a technical merit. Sustained note is another one, a note or a chord that is held for a prolonged period of time. The longer you need to hold the note, the harder it is to sing. So those are some of the technical ways you can judge whether a song is superior technically or not. Now, just because a song scores high in technical merit still doesn't mean that it is a good song. It can still be an awful song. It all boils down to the taste of the person because art is subjective. But so then we go back to the original point. You can't discredit the success of a song just because it's a collaboration or just because the song doesn't appeal to you. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's an awful song. It simply means it does not appeal to you. Again, I go back to Jenny's mantra. It's not my song, not for me. And she's probably not targeting somebody like me because I'm ancient. She's probably targeting younger people. And that's understandable. So there definitely is a market for that. We go back to the point that I was making originally, that there are two sides of success. One of that would be business, the business side of it, and then the other is the artistic side of it. So when you're talking about success, or at least for me, when I'm talking about success, I am very careful in actually identifying which is successful. Is it the business side of it, commercially successful, or the artistic side of it? Is it technically superior? Is there a message to this? Is it pushing the boundaries? Is it opening up new opportunities? Is it starting conversations or messages? But if for commercial success it's easier, it's just charts or sales, then You have all of that, then it's a commercial success. But then it's also easy to prove, easy to manipulate, but at least it is concrete. And unless we find any other more reliable ways of measuring the commercial success, then we're stuck with Billboard, we're stuck with UK charts. There's nothing that we can do unless you don't want to believe the chart. Artistically, that's what the point that I was making earlier. We can ask, can the song does the song contribute to the growth of the music as an art or as an industry? Does the song grow a message or start a conversation about important issues? It could either be personal or social issues in lyrics or in melody or in beat. The thing is that we just need to remember that just because people are celebrating on Twitter or in Facebook or in Instagram, it doesn't necessarily translate to either artistic or commercial success. And that's how a lot of other fans get to other fans. So, for example, a lot of fans are going to agitate many armies by comparing their favorites to BTS, when in fact, there is really no comparison. Most of collaborations of BTS aren't with A-listers. I don't know if people know this, or at least people acknowledge this, but a lot of their collaborations really aren't with A-listers. Their very first song that made a mark in the US was Mic Drop, and it was a collaboration with Steve Aoki. And Aoki is by far not an A-lister in the US. He's not even one of the top 10 DJs in the US when they did this collaboration. Halsey was a popular star. He was a popular singer already when they did Boy with Love, but she wasn't really filling up stadiums. She wasn't really like making such a huge mark as Taylor Swift, or not even Carrie Underwood. She's popular, but not that big. Many of the collaborations they did with big artists like not even Coldplay, probably who Sia was just a remix of an existing song. So you have to be careful in pulling down the reputation of BTS or the credibility of BTS or just the brand of BTS by constantly allowing them to be compared to other artists that are still just trying to make it. In other words, in this world of collaborations, BTS is an exception. So when there are talks on whether an artist is successful because of the collaborator or not, you shouldn't even be mentioning BTS because they're just so far out there. They're just on a different league. And for as long as we allow other fans to pull us down, to pull the reputation of BTS down, then we're just going to get stuck in this limbo of trying to constantly defend their achievements. It shouldn't even be a question. There the Even the members themselves, Jimin and Jungkook hitting number one in Billboard Hot 100, it is not this types of success shouldn't even be up for discussion. The, no one has done it before. No Korean has done it before. So why are we even entertaining the opinions of people who haven't done it? So my point is that we can we shouldn't be holding back in praising or recognizing the success of artists that are collaborating with big Western names, because it has no effect whatsoever, remotely or directly, to the success of BTS because they are different. So different from the rest. There was never a time in their career where they had to resort to collaboration to achieve anything. Again, all the collaborations that they have done in the past, especially in their early years, it was all with non-A-listers. And even when they started collaborating with A-listers, they would always release it after the main song. So you know what I'm talking about. Like all the when they released their collaboration with Sia, it was already the song was already established. So and when they collaborated with Coldplay is an established, a respected band, but they're not in their prime anymore. So there is no collaboration in their portfolio that anyone can use as an argument of them having to resort to collaboration just to be successful. Sia messed up the song so bad. I agree. So, and even in their solo outing, Jimin's collaboration with Loco is by far not a Western collaboration. Jungkook's collaboration with Lado is a good collaboration in that she was already in radio, so it's easier for Hybe to actually push, or Big Hit to actually push the song to US radio because the collaborator was already in radio. But she's definitely not Bruno Mars, not by any means. So can you even compare Rose and Bruno Mars's Apathy to Seven when it's not even what no, sorry to yeah Lado, so to Seven, when the two Western artists they collaborated with are not even in the same level. But then because we continue to engage, then what happens is that we're validating them by comparing them to BTS. And unless we start doing that, we will forever be at their mercy. So I just want that out. Like it's a little frustrating when there's a constant chatter about BTS doing this and then this K-pop artist doing that. It's like it's not even a comparison. Recognize their good work, be happy. I am happy for Roseanne for the success that she is experiencing right now. And that has no implication whatsoever in the success of BTS. They're just far apart. They're just worlds apart. And then the other thing is that for for Blackpink as well, I feel like Rose has always been the one that is sort of out of place artistically in the group. If you listen to all of their early songs, their solo songs, hers is the one that is most different. And she had a hand in creating it because there's you can hear her identity in terms of messaging, in terms of lyricism. And then so you can really see how, or at least for me, this is just my opinion, at least for me the song is way more superior than the other releases. But then in the songs of Blackpink, she's always just doing the chorus because the rest of the songs are just rap. So I feel like she's always underutilized. So now that she's doing things on her own, able to do she's able to express her artistry. She's able to do things without having to think of other people, without having to follow the direction of her label. I think she deserves this because she's finally exploring her own artistry. And I hope and I wish that people are just going to be supportive of that instead of trying to destroy her. Um, that's it. I didn't say so many broken hearts. People sympathize with pain people are going through. His many hits are there from artists that have sad songs, country. I don't know who you're talking about. What is the rumor? Could you imagine BTS collab with a country singer, something gospel with country singer Tim McGraw? Carrie Underwood. BTS, if we're lucky. Unpopular opinion. I don't like any collab at all. I feel it watered down the original artist, but I can recognize I'm biased towards K-pop and not interested in American songs anymore. I I don't have so I don't know how do I say this. Of the BTS songs, their solo songs, meaning the group only, those are the ones that are on top of my list. I rarely I don't know. I can't remember on top of my head. I can't remember if there's any song which where they have a collaborator that's actually on my top list. It's always their solo song. I definitely think that the Sia collaboration should not have happened at all. um, I think it was. I don't even listen to it. Who else? I think Boy with Love is okay. It's not one of my favorites, but it's okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of like you. I prefer their own rather than, although some of the songs that they collaborated, is there any, like their like Mic Drop, a collaboration with Steve Aoki is okay, primarily because Aoki just produced. He didn't really sing in the or rapped in the song. So okay, rumor Anne Hathaway in jeans. I saw that. I actually pasted it on my on Patreon. I don't know if we can confirm it yet, but that's what they're saying. Harlow is way below JK level. I think that is actually when I reviewed 3D, that was one of the things that I said. And when I reviewed the album Golden, that's also the one thing that I dislike about the album is Jack Harlow. I don't think that he added any artistic value to the song. Although I do recognize that he's not there for artistic value. I think he's there for commercial value because, as I've said, it's easier to market a song to radio stations if the collaborator, at least one person in the song, is already in radio. So I recognize that. And as I've said, I don't take it against anybody to do things like that because there are two aspects to success, commercial and art. And having collaborators that are already in radio, that's just part of marketing. um I'm okay with it. I understand it perfectly. That's just how things are. My wish is for BTS and for Big Hit to concretize their vision, to actually achieve their vision of creating an entirely new industry where you don't have to do things like that to be commercially successful, where you don't have to compromise so much of your artistry to in order to become commercially successful. So that's my wish. But as of now, this is the system that they're working in, and I'm okay with it. So again, I'm not just saying it just because I like Rose and that she's the recent one that has collaborated with the Western artist. I just know that that's just how things are. Um, I agree it was good until JK was singing. But when Jack Harlow came up, it was like I don't like this lyrics and his rapping. A lot of BTS early songs had a lot of R&B tones to it. I wish that Justin Timberlake version was the one released. You like the JT version? I wasn't into boy bands at all. Um, More into soul and R&B during. You like the Rapline collab. They seem more genuine. You well, they see I think they seem, I don't know, for me, this is just my opinion. I wouldn't use the word more genuine. I think they're just more attuned with their own identity already. Because you have to remember, the vocal line just started creating their own songs. For how many years in their career, it was really the rap line that was guiding the group in terms of artistic direction, in terms of writing the music and creating the beats and stuff. So by the time the rap line was already an expert in what they do, the vocal line was just starting to learn. And so it's only in chapter 2 where the vocal line actually really had total control over their own creatives. And so while they're still in the stage with all the success that they've had artistically and commercially, it's hard to imagine that they're just starting out. Imagine that they're just starting out with this success. They're just starting out, as opposed to the rap line. They've been around for so long, so they know what they know. They know what they want. They know what will sound good. They know the direction already because they already know what they're doing. So that's how I take it. But I totally understand why some people would say that they like the rap line collaborations better because it seems like it's more in sync with who they are, with what they're trying to do. BTS is ready to move on from K-pop, but their fans won't let them. I know. Me, I agree with you. I know Arm and Suga said they want to reclaim and redefine the term K-pop, but I'm referring to the K-pop that was. I agree with you. I think it's not just yeah, the BTS, the entirety of BTS and their BTS as a group and BTS members in their solo careers. They are not just ready to move on from K-pop, but they have moved on from K-pop. It's just it's some, not all. Some of the fans are just pulling them back, pulling them down. I really enjoyed the J-Hope collab with J. Cole. J. Cole happens to be my favorite rapper, Western rapper. Army are ready. Bang Luna said, Meep, I disagree. Army are ready to move on, but the K-pop industry won't let go of them. What about no. I don't like Lato or Jack Harlow collab. I don't like the song. Um, I aren't we just so biased with Jungkook's voice? That anybody who collaborates with him, we feel is not worthy. Don't you think? Because I don't know if there's anybody out there that can collaborate with Jungkook that I will feel like, yep, that's the right collaborator. Um, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if there's anybody alive that I would want. Probably like if it was may his soul rest in peace, like Michael Jackson and Jungkook, that's probably a collaboration that I feel would be right. But like anybody living, I don't know if there's any. But then I'm checking myself, like, am I just too biased? Because I feel like, nope, you don't, not in the same level. BTS has never given a bad song. True. RM's collabs in Indigo were premium. I agree as well. I don't care for Harlow's part on that song either. I didn't like the collab with Usher. Okay. Annie Lennox and JK. Me either. I don't care for either one. I can't buy the golden vinyl because of 3D NXs. You're just okay with no skip. I don't even purchase the vinyl because I don't have a player. I've loved boy bands. Okay, so too fast. I'll just go down to Don't Hate Me. I do not like Seven. There is something I like about the song except there is nothing I like about the song except Jungkook's voice. Oh, so Jungkook's voice is the only thing that you like about the song. I Someone told me it was actually a long email. She emailed me that Jungkook is actually her bias, but she didn't like the music video because it triggered some bad memory. So because she felt like it was like the guy was it was that the guy was pushing in the story of the music video, pushing the himself too much to the girl, and she said that it kind of, yeah, it was just like some bad memories, so she didn't like it. I got V vinyl yesterday. It's beautiful. I want the vocal line to collaborate with Chloe, Celine Dion, and JK. Oh, Celine Dion and JK. Probably. I wanted JK to collab with Lea Salonga, even if it's just a cover. From one pitch perfect to another. Lea Salonga. Lea Salonga has a perfect pitch and she has a beautiful, beautiful voice. I hope people here will actually try and listen um to her songs. But I just I don't know if commercial songs is her piece of cake. I feel like there's something missing there unless it's she's playing a role, something like that. I always skip the Laro part and I don't listen to the explicit version. Adele. Adele could be it. I don't know if it's Adele and V or Adele and Jungkook. Ditto, the JK and IU collab, beautiful. IU. Okay. RM and Huasa, she will not fit the JK and the direction he was going. I'm curious about Wendy Jin collab. Wendy has some. She's actually one of the most underrated vocalists in the um in K-pop, primarily because I think Red Velvet songs don't really give her voice justice. But if you listen to some of her covers, you will see how beautiful her voice is. And the other thing is that because she's not dramatic when she's singing, a lot of the songs, difficult songs that she sings, she doesn't even like it doesn't even look like she's making an effort to sing them. That's how good she is. So you don't really see how difficult that song is. I think that it's playing to her disadvantage, but she's one of the most powerful vocalists in the industry. So I totally get it why Jin actually decided to collaborate with her. I'm also curious, but I am pretty sure because I've listened to a lot of her songs in the past. I am sure that they are going to mesh well together. I would love to buy BTS vinyl, but here in New Zealand, it's about 135. What? I love in this voice. Okay. Let's try to go to other topics. Let me just try and recall what are the things that I said I'll be talking about. Have you pre-saved and pre-bought Happy? Say it would be nice. Paul McCartney? Hmm. Tori Kelly. Since we already got J Hope and JK, I really want to hear RM and JK. They had a cover, the two of them. It's actually my favorite BTS cover song, RM and JK. It's a beautiful cover. Jin and Moonbyul. Yes, all three versions. Billie Eilish. Pre-ordered Happy on day one. Okay, I just pre-ordered mine this morning, primarily because of work. So, how about Jeff Satur? Oh, Taka. How did I miss him? He's already collaborating with Jin. Taka is he has a beautiful voice. Have you listened to Taka yet of One OK Rock? If you haven't, you have to listen. Want BTS collaboration with Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter. I pre-ordered Jin's album. Okay. But I'm bothered that you haven't listened to JK and RM collaboration. Is YouTube gonna block me if I play it? Fools is the song. I have Fools is the song of JK and RM. JK and Beyonce. Okay, what do you think about JJ and Ray? No thanks to Taylor. I would like JK and V collab or JK and RM again. Want Rapline collab with Kendrick Lamar. Oh my god. I would love I would love Eminem and the Rapline. Um so my favorite rapper of all time is J. Cole, and then Eminem. But since J. Cole already collaborated with J. Hope, I would love Eminem this time. Um, and then Kendrick Lamar. JK and V, no tag. TS has a superior marketing team. Taylor Swift, one of the best. I would love a song with Suga, Jimin, and V. Did you know? So this is a trivia. I interviewed to be a part of her marketing team, Taylor Swift's marketing team. If I accepted that job, I would be living a different life rather right now. So just a trivia. Okay. That would destroy the internet. Eminem with rap line. Yeah, I know, right? Yoongi and Eminem, maybe. Maybe. I would settle for anybody, quite honestly. Although I do think that if Eminem is going to collaborate with anybody, I think he's going to collaborate with the one of the vocal line members, and I think it's going to be Jungkook. A collab with Jin and RM. I'm obsessed with the part in Airplane Part Two. Jungkook and Ed Sheeran. Yeah, none of the Hollywood weirdos. Jungkook and Justin Timberlake ordered Jin's album from Sanity online in Australia. Okay. Have you listened to um illit and aespa songs? Anyone who has listened to either of the songs, and which one do you like better? Which one do you like better? Which is more you? Like what which song actually appeals to you more? None of it. I'll it, yes. I'll it actually I'll it. I've listened to I'll it. Haven't you listened to the aespa one? Isn't your style? For you, yes, please know Hollywood actors, Jungkook and Hosier. If you're forced, I'll it. So there's just one thing about many fans is that they keep on trying to compare aespa with illit. I think it's a very unfair comparison. Number one, aespa has been around for like more than 2 years, and illit has been around for like 7 months. So that in itself, that's one. They're so different. Number two, the style is very different. Illit is more dark fantasy kind of lore. That's their narrative. So it's more like the dark version of Alice in Wonderland, something like that, as opposed to its espa, which is very futuristic. It's very technology driven. They're in the metaverse. So I feel like the two are being compared unfairly with each other. Espa has been around and they've established themselves. They're very successful and I like them actually. So I feel like if you're comparing them to somebody like I'll It, you're kind of it's a disservice to their brand and to what they have already achieved. And then so I don't like it because I feel it's unfair for espa, but I also feel it is unfair for islet because they're not competing in that genre. That's number one. Second, they're so young, so why even bother to compare? And I think that's the same thing that has been happening um with New Jeans. New Jeans is they've been around for 2 years. So New Jeans and aespa are more like contemporaries. But to compare New Jeans with Baby Monster or whatever, it's a disservice. If you're a fan of New Jeans, it's a disservice to New Jeans because they've been around 2 years, and you're comparing them to bands that have been or groups that have been around for less than a year. So that's I think another thing, and that goes back into BTS because a lot of the fans of BTS they like doing that. If whenever there's a new group that's coming out, we compare them to BTS, and then, like that's a disservice to BTS. BTS has been around for so long. The mark that they have made is actually the mark that benefits every other group that is trying to make it in the international market. So I hope that we take that into consideration whenever we compare groups. But for me, espa is one different group, but it appealed to me more just because I like the narrative. I like their lore. Dark fantasy, something that I love. I like manga. I like supernatural stories. If you are subscribed to me on Twitter, you would know that I post a lot of mythology. So that's my type, and that's where they're headed. So that's I like them more. Drama is an aespa song. Yes, it is an aespa song. Does aespa have something new? The last I knew of was Supernova, and sorry, I don't remember it. Yes, they have something new. What's the title of the song? Yes, they have something new. They released it the same time as Eyelid's song. You like aespa? Yeah, I like aespa too. I really don't compare artists. I just listen to songs and judge them by your own standards. Not a vocal one, but I love a collab with Lindsay Sterling. Uh, who's Lindsay Sterling? Jin's digital album is $5 if you're in the US. I want BTS to collab with boys to men. Oh yeah. That would be yeah. If I was that age again, I'd love to play around with illit vibe for fun. Just it doesn't matter your age, you can play around with their style even to now. Don't allow your age to stop you from doing what will be fun for you. Oh, violinist. Okay. I'll hear a song I like and check the artist. If they don't appeal to me, I won't follow them. Bang Luna, but you only like BTS, like so far there has never been any other K-pop artist that has appealed to you. Meep. If they are new, I usually give them a pass because when first found BTS, I thought they were part of Bruno Mars. BTS is like BTS. Dancing violinist Lindsay Sterling. Okay, I'll check her out. I've been bringing Ariana live, binging on Ariana live band sessions lately. I hope BTS or the members have the tradition of doing band sessions in the future too. BTS needs a killer comeback song like an old Faithfully by Journey and use backup singers on it. Faithfully by Journey. Hmm. I tried to follow Babymonsters, but some of the ways the girls were shown were frustrating to view. Yunche in Cat's Eyes covered up well. Oh, you don't like the way that they're dressed up? Um, Sometimes I feel baby monsters are packaged too mature for their ages because they're like 16, 15, 14, or something like that. They're very young. Many of them are underage. My bias, Ion, is actually 16 or 17. So very much an underage. And yet they're just, so I do feel like sometimes they are packaged older than their actual age. And I would have loved to see them, um, doing things their age for now. But yeah, sometimes I agree. Even the lyrics of some of the songs that they are singing. You like Rami. YG is too desperate for Baby Mon to do well. Well, Ash, they have to do well. So they're not doing well financially. I'm talking about YG. They're not doing okay. They definitely lost a lot of money in 2023, and that was a spillover of 2022. And so they need to recover 2024. They've already sold a lot of their assets. So they sold the golf business. They've sold their dance academy. They've liquidated all of that, and then I believe they are probably going to, if the black label, if Teddy buys all of their shares, then they're going to have some money. But they've lost a lot, as you know. Many of the venues of Blackpink didn't actually sell out, and now they couldn't recover the losses. So they are desperate because financially they just need the money, and so I can't blame them from trying to push 21, sorry, baby monsters big, and I'm not blaming them for trying to get 21 back and all of these things because they need something urgent, and they know that 21 and Blackpink, they have a data a base, a fan base that's solid. So if they can get those two groups to become active and actually tour at the same time, they're going to recover some of the money. So I don't blame them for that. They just need it, and they have employees to pay. I would like 21 back. They have their return concert. I listen to all types of songs in different languages. Okay, too fast. Okay, I'll go back. I'll go down a little bit. I thought they announced BP concert sold out. They did. No one confirmed it. So usually the venue would confirm, right, that the show was a sold out, and that didn't happen. And then in the 2023 financial report, they did indicate that there were marketing losses for that they couldn't collect anymore. So those are payments. My assessment, I do not have any access to their books, but my assessment is that they couldn't get it back. They couldn't collect because those are supposed to be the payments of the venues, and they didn't sell out a lot of the venues. Did Blackpink officially break up? No, they did promise that they're going to come back together again, but they haven't. The members themselves didn't confirm whether they are going to come back on 2025 or not. So my interpretation is that that is what YG wants, but it's all still up in the air. I mean, personally, I think if, depending on the success of Lisa in her full album, she might tour solo, right? So, and then she's probably going to do arenas and she's going to do well with that. And then if she establishes herself in the arenas, maybe release one or two more albums and do a stadium tour. I think that's if I were Lisa, and I'm not Lisa, but if I were her, that's what I would do. Does she have enough songs? No. But as you know, Blackpink toured and they didn't have enough songs either. That won't stop her. So right now she has, I guess, five or six songs. Sorry, six original songs of her own. She had three when she was in Blackpink. She had Money, one more song, the first release that she did, and then she had a collaboration with Ryan Tedder and two other artists. So that's three. And then she released three singles, and then if she released one more album, then she'll probably have enough. If it's a full album, she'll probably have enough, and then she can do some covers of Blackpink songs. That would be enough. Blackpink used to tour with like 10 songs. Yeah. So I don't think that's going to stop her if she doesn't have enough songs. Club tour, she'll probably go arena. She'll probably go arena. And maybe arena in some theaters and some depending on the locations, but most of it will be arena. This is just how I'm envisioning it. Um it was yeah, she'll probably do arena and she'll sell it. She'll sell it out, especially in Asian countries. Michael Bublé and V. Did Lisa? Yes, she has her own agency. It's called Loud. Jin is getting the promo he deserves. Did I miss this or is still coming up? It's still coming up. Okay, let's move on. So number four, do you think Jin is getting the promo he deserves or not? Okay, I was supposed to put something together for this, but I didn't have enough time, so I'm just going to talk it out. The, this is a constant complaint of many armies in any release of any of the members, and that is understandable because we love BTS and we want the heavens and the well, we want everything for them. We want the universe for them. So I understand why we're never satisfied with it. But if you look at their promotions, even when it was still BTS, not just the solo members, they are following sort of the same type of promotions. A lot of the things that other groups or other management companies are doing, they're not doing. They don't do playlisting, paid playlisting. They don't do ads like YouTube ads, or they not a lot of ads. Many of the ads that you see are actually from fans, just fans that are trying to help out. They don't pay for a lot of stuff. So this is their sort of template that they are following, and to a certain degree that has actually brought out a lot of authenticity in their success because they don't do a lot of paid stuff. So a lot of it is actually organic. And I think of everybody, Jin is the one who has a predilection to do things that are more organic than anything else. So um if you look again, if you look at the history of Big Hit and their template for promotions, it's almost the same. No playlisting, no paid promo. They don't do paid ad on YouTube to hike up the views. They don't pay for Spotify playlists. They don't pay for a lot of spots in radio or in TV. They don't buy huge billboards. If you come here in LA, there's a lot of posters of Jenny, Rose, Lisa, but you don't see any of that. I never saw that any of that with BTS or any of the members, not even when it was JK. So I think it's just how they are. They are also very picky on where BTS is going to perform when they were performing as a group. They don't go to many of the shows that are offering them a spot, and so I think that's just how Big Hit operates. And I think a lot of it is dependent on the group and the member itself. If the member doesn't want to do something, then they won't do something. Think about it. Jungkook had the best opportunity to actually do a talk show tour in the US, but he didn't do all of them. He chose the ones that he was going to go to. And that is all, I think, very calculated. They decided to have Jungkook perform in festivals, in big venues, to display his vocals rather than to have conversations. So that leads us to Jin. I think the way that they are promoting Jin is heavily dependent on how Jin wants it. That's number one. Second is that we do need to give it time because they're just starting the promotion. So we don't know what's going to happen. If it is true that they actually got Anne Hathaway for his music video, that is proof eternal that they are not holding back on money. They are simply being picky or most likely following how Jin wants to promote his album. Next is that we have to, especially now, we have to stop, we have to control how we're using Big Hit as a, or Hype for that matter, as a punching bag, because it does not reflect well on BTS. BTS is the one that actually chose to continue working with Big Hit. And so, and they've done so twice, right? They've renewed their contract early and then renewed the renewal early again. And if talk on the street is correct, the way their current contract is structured is so different that there's almost like the expiration is like that's different. Anyway, I can't, it's just rumors, so I can't even share it because I don't have any way to confirm it. It's just rumors. So the point is that they themselves, this one we know for sure because they announced it, they themselves were the ones who announced that it was their choice to renew with Big Hit. And if we're questioning their choice, it means that we're questioning them, right? And so we're just gonna have to trust them. And that's what they wanted. That's what they asked for anyway. They said in their last live together when they did the BTS dinner to trust them. And so let's just do that until such time. If they want us to know, as mature people, we need to know this for sure. If they want us to know, they'll tell us, right? So the mere fact that they're not telling us right now that there is something wrong with Big Hit, then it means it's either there is nothing to know or there is nothing they want us to know. So it is none of our business. So let's control it. I've always said I think constructive criticism is okay. That's fine. That's all part of growth, I guess. So if we think that the way this is designed is incorrect or whatever, or we think that they should have gone to this show or they have done this, all of those things there, that's fine. But once we start calling names, once we accuse mistreatment, once we do all of those things that are outside of critical, constructive criticism, then that's not healthy. Again, this is BTS choice. They chose to stay with this company. Next, we know how calculating or how calculated BTS is when it comes to communicating with armies. There was one time when Jin read a comment from a fan asking him to leave Big Hit. He asked why. After that 3 consecutive days, he wore Big Hit cap. That's a statement if I ever see one. He is a Gucci ambassador. He would have worn a Gucci cap. Instead, he was wearing a Big Hit cap. That is a statement. He was telling us something. He's telling us he's staying and that we need to respect that. Again, am I saying that there is nothing wrong? I don't know if there is nothing wrong. We don't know. But what I do know is that they asked to be trusted and that they asked for their choices to be respected, and we should do that. Um, so that's my take. Praying Big Hit is fully investigating money trail to keep Suga and his reputation safe. I agree. Let's respect their directions. They're creative and experienced. We as his fans should trust and respect BTS. Wait, someone recently asked Jin to leave Big Hit. Yeah, on Weverse, I think as we should all know this. That they actually read some of the comments when they have the time. I think he came across one of the comments, and then the comment was that he should leave Big Hit, and his question is like why or something like that. After that, in his whenever he went live streaming, he would always wear a big hit cap. I'm sure they know more of the company than we do. Exactly. Yeah. Of course, they know more about the company than we do. Also, I don't know how much of the rumors are true when it comes to their contract. But even if it's just half of the rumors that are true, it is rock solid. And they are definitely, they know, they're smart for them to structure their contracts that way. It has never been done, not in a big industry, and it favors them. So they are the company. They are the company. I love our boys so much. I wondered why no one had commented on Jin wearing the big hit hat at all the time. Respect is what they asked for, and that is when what we need to give them. Um, Mantis are so presumption. What is mantis? Oh, antis. I mean, I mean, Who by Jimin is still Billboard Top 10 without any promotion at 13 weeks. Billboard Hot 100 number, his predicted to the complete list of Billboard Hot 100 for week of 26 will be released tomorrow, and according to predictions, he's going to be 31st. Manager antis. Okay. Leave Big Hit for which other label? It's ridiculous. Exactly, right? Like, where are you gonna go? Why should they leave high? BTS built that house. Why should they leave? Yeah, I've said that before. I said if there's anybody who should leave, it's everybody else because they built that company. Managing plus anti is manti. Okay. I think that MHJ Train has been rubbish. Big hit hype on the down low for the last few years, and people are just starting to get used to repeating what was said. I love the ones who want BTS to make their own label. They already true. I'll use that next time somebody says that. Just put up your own label. I did already. It's a freaking conglomerate now. Our brands still want new jeans after so much drama. Can they switch to baby monsters move? Um it's very common for brands to actually rotate and try out new brand ambassadors to keep it fresh, and especially, brand ambassadors grow old, and if you're targeting a new audience or a younger audience, then it's natural for you to go with someone younger. um Big Hit is their label, yeah. And also Big Hit is not under Hybe. Let's remember that, okay? It's not under Hybe. Should Hybe, what do you think? Do you want Hybe to just move their headquarters to the US instead of Korea? Do you think it's going to benefit them more if they just move to US? BTS will not grow old. They age like fine wine. Yes, a little bit, yes. Yes, move to US. I've also seen it, said looks quite 70s, and someone else said it was quite Christmassy with the red, green, and stars. Thank you. They're so colorful. That seems to be where they want to head. Big Hit is a sibling, the others are children of Hybe. There were some armies holding up signs in front of Hybe to combat the rifts. Yes, I love that. So I think their main problem is that they're being prohibited from standing in front of the rifts. I guess the police said that they can't interfere with the protest. So I actually suggested on Twitter walk, just walk back and forth, because they can't, or circle the block, because they can't. Nobody can stop pedestrians from walking. So if they just walk closely together and not break that line, then they should be good. I think BTS prefers South Korea. God, I kind of wish, but I know they probably won't. They can't. My wish is, of course, for them to stay in South Korea. They love South Korea, but then for their main operations to move to the US. That is my. I think they'll have a bit more freedom. Because a lot of what they do internally within their business will be out of reach by South Korean government. And as we know now, for some reason, they want to destroy HYBE. So I think if they move their headquarters in the US and make that the main HYBE label, or the main big hit label, then they will be out of reach from the Korean government. All they need to do is then pay taxes in South Korea. And for as long as they pay enough taxes, then they should be safe. So that is my personal wish, all because of practical reasons, not because I hate South Korea or whatever. I just think that business wise, they'll be able to operate more. There will be less distractions when they are operating outside of South Korea. I think their music production operation should move to the US and they can live in Korea when not working. Like OFW. Yes, like OFW. Bang Shiuk takes a very mentor minded approach to working with idols. And I think running the company, he trusts you to get the job done. Ask for help if you need it, but won't micromanage. That much he said. In fact, in the leaked conversation of the PR director of HYBE, or PR head or PR officer of HYBE, and that journalist, the PR person actually said that Big Bang Shiyuk decided to do the multi-label system so he doesn't have to micromanage. So that part I agree. If they will move to US, will HYBE still be a conglomerate in SK? Yeah, they will still be a conglomerate. Yes. It's just that a major part of their operations will be in the US. If they That is my wish, leave SK and feel normal without the crazy cultural meanness. Yeah, but there's of course different kind of craziness in the US. But for the most part, I think one of the good things about operating a business in the US is that because there is a very conscious mindset about the need for businesses to continue operating. So many corporations are actually nurtured, they're supported so that they can continue doing business because they know that the jobs that they provide, those things are very important. So I think if they move their operations to the US, that's one of the benefits that they will get. The regulations surrounding businesses are actually designed to nurture the business, and politicians are, for the most part, not really getting in the way of many businesses, right? For the most part, there are some instances, but for the most part, they're actually nurtured instead of being pulled down. So I think that is the one big benefit that they will enjoy. We know he's not the paternal father, girl, huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Why was JK promoted very differently? I think it's just because of what the actual album called for. Jungkook very consciously made a decision to go for the global market. I think that he made no bones about it. He said it. He said, I want to become a global singer that will be able to do different genres. And so it lent itself to the actual material itself. And then he worked with a lot of Western collaborators, and so that made it easier for Hybe America to actually promote him in the US, as opposed to other members. For example, RM, you can't promote that globally. Right? RPWP is not a commercial material in itself. It is good, it's artistically superior, but I do not expect the songs to be played in radio. And I do not expect him to be easily invited to hip hop concerts or shows. So the material that Jungkook had lent itself for an easier Western promotion. JK's goals are literally global pop artists. Yeah. So I think that's the answer. It just lent itself. The paternal comment was for dual pipa. Okay. BTS chose their own promotions. That is what I believe. They make their own decisions. I mean, I'm sure there are some frustrations here and there. You can't take that away from any company. That's just how things go. You don't always get what you want. So I'm sure there were some things that they wanted to do but weren't able to do. But I don't think it was because for the lack of trying. I think it's either they didn't have enough time or the resources weren't just there right away when they needed it, or things got in the way. So I don't think they got 100. Anyone got whatever they want 100%. But I think by and large, their promotions was designed by them themselves. What could have Jungkook done better in 2023? What could he have done better in 2023? Not include Jack Harlow. That I think I think that's the best part. If it didn't include um what could he okay, what could he have done better? I think if he had the time to promote longer, that's one. I think he could have done small shows because he didn't have enough material for a tour, but he had enough material for like mini special shows. I think if he did that, that would have been best for him. He had very limited promotions with all the things that he has done, still a very limited promotions compared to what he could have done, right? So special shows, like I would have loved seeing his own um, show in the Grammy, if he could do that. Some more talk shows. I would love to see him perform in historic venues in the US. Um, what is this? The NPR show. I would love to see him there. Some shows, I would love for him to be a guest in some concerts of more established. I would love to see him perform in the NBA. I would love to have him perform in the Super Bowl. I wish he could have accepted the offer. Um, so, in general, I think a longer promotion would have been better for him. Agree on Jack. Yeah, I think that's tiny desk. Yes, yes, tiny desk. I would love to see him his own to do his own tiny desk. I think if he could have done more shows, he could have collaborated with other artists. Like I would love to see him in SNL, for example, as a musical guest or maybe even a host. I don't know. That's another one. Yeah, NBA stuff like that. I think he could have done it. Uh, did Scooter Braun facilitate or select Jungkook's US collaboration with Jack Harlow and Lato? As per the story, Scooter Braun offered the song to Bang Shiuk. This is what I'm getting from all of their stories. Scooter Braun gave the song to Bang Shiuk, and Bang Shiuk felt that Jungkook could do it. That's what I got. JK working. Okay, just too fast. No, please don't perform at the Super Bowl. Um, I know there are concerns uh s- about Usher and his involvement with PDD and his involvement with Justin Bieber. But I also feel that Jungkook is his own man at this stage. He isn't a kid anymore. He's very much he knows who he is. He's not a pushover. He knows his identity, has a very strong values at this stage. And that is a credit to his parents, of course, first and foremost, a credit to himself, second, and then a credit to his brothers in BTS. So I think he would have been able to maintain a very professional relationship with Usher, and he would have been able to draw the line very clearly. So I'm not worried at that at all. BTS at the Super Bowl, Seven Boys. That is the next. Yeah, of course. I want them to see there. I want to see them there. He could have done more in Europe. Norton Show, maybe something. Yes, agreed with that as well. JK could have done more in Europe. Jimin is Euro pop. JK is US pop. BTS all seven at the Super Bowl. Suga is hip hop. I'm just going because sometimes it's just too. Usher was a victim too. There's no allegation against him. Yes. To be honest, Jungkook has much better songs than Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not a big listener of Megan Thee Stallion. Nothing against her. It's just not my cup of tea. So yeah, I mean, she's very popular. She's very successful, obviously. And as I've said before, songs are at the end of the day, it's all subjective, right? If it resonates with you, then it resonates with you. Uh, her songs does just not resonate with me, but I'm not saying that she's not successful, and obviously she is. So she is a rapper. I was able to promote more again, but against Justin Bieber with Usher was wrong on so many levels. We don't know the full story on Bieber and Usher. We kind of have a glimpse of what happened with Justin Bieber under Diddy because of the videos that are coming out, but we don't know about Usher. I don't listen to any Western music. Really? Not even the Beatles, Michael Jackson collabs cost a lot of money. On returning, they need to slam out a quality CD, concert sponsorships, and one-on-ones, then start branching out again. True. But Lady Gaga isn't my cup of tea. Lady Gaga is not. Yes, me too. Christine questions. I don't listen to Western music either. BTS does exchanges for collab. Yeah, it's almost always two ways, both way. Jimin's Muse did well in the US, and Be Mine English version could have been bigger with an MV. Be Mine could be. Jimin, yeah, considering the lack of promotion of Jimin, oh, for sure, I just want to acknowledge that Jimin, with considering the lack of promotion because he couldn't promote anymore because he's serving the military, um, he did miraculously well. I mean, make someone else do that. He doesn't. I mean, who he didn't collaborate with anybody. It was just him, and he had like one appearance in Fallon. So that imagine what he could have done had he promoted the album. I mean, come on, right, dude? Let's just agree. I mean, it's useless to disagree with that because it's just obvious. I think Jimin is finding his voice as an artist. Watch out for him in the future. I agree with that as well. He is finding himself as an artist. I think he has a lot of more to go. I also think that that is partially because when in yeah, it's just that yeah, as a in BTS, it's really mostly the rap line that we're doing that were the rap line that was driving the direction of the group. Justin was under Usher, and he sent him to Diddy for 2 days or so. I agree with that too. We are hearing Who on US radio, which is a major thing. Ed Sheeran wrote Permission to Dance. Yes? Yes, he did. Okay, I think I have one more topic. Just want to make sure that I get through this because we're approaching an hour and a half. Are investors moving away from K pop after seeing what Min Heejin is doing? I saw some posts on Twitter saying um, that a lot of investors are moving away from K-pop. I don't have any basis for that. I tried to research if there's any indication that there are a lot of businesses that are being halted because investors aren't coming in. I have no proof. Maybe the person who posted it had inside information. I don't, so I can't attest to it. If, however, I were the investor and I'm seeing all of this happening, yeah, I'd be turned off. It will not keep me from investing in K-pop. It's just going to keep me from investing in South Korea. I would probably, for example, I would know that JYP, Big Hit, or sorry, HYBE have or even SM, they have headquarters in the US. And so I would want my business to be conducted in the US so that I am safe from all of this chaos, right? But it's not going to keep me from investing in K-pop. It's going to keep me from investing in K-pop in South Korea. I love Jin working with Taka from One OK Rock. I would not invest in South Korea after what I have just been going on there. That is true. I wouldn't either. I don't want, as an investor, as an entrepreneur myself, because I have my own business, I don't want the parliament in my books. Keep out of my books. You're just you are there to lay out general guidelines which I am supposed to follow. but do not interfere with my business. And I think, as I've said, the reason I prefer Hyde to move its headquarters in the US is that because I feel that if they move their headquarters here, they'll be able to just concentrate in growing their business, and then they will just get audited and they will be fined if they're not following directions or regulations or laws. But this kind of chaos and this kind of insanity is not going to happen in the US. Um, so I mean, we have seen that tragic incident that happened in one of the cars of Toyota, and they were summoned by the parliament of the US, but they were grilled for the quality of their product, not how they were doing their business. And they were fined and all, but they weren't shut down. There is no negative publicity or whatever. It's just so that I can bear if I put the lives of people, if I kill people because of my business or my faulty product, then yeah, I deserve to be grilled that way. But other than that, I don't want it. I wouldn't want it. As an entrepreneur, I don't want the parliament and politicians to be in my business. Just stay out of it. I'm providing employment, I'm following regulations, stay out of it. I so want Jimin to cover Prince's song, Insatiable, so bad. If you don't know about it, you should listen to it. Ticket swirl, Jimin's kiss. Tickle swirl, Jimin's kiss. Meep when I said that. If there is, okay, before I go, why don't we do something fun? If there is a song that you want one of the members to cover or two of the members to cover, what song would it be? It doesn't have to be a Western song, it could be whatever song. But any song you want the boys or one of the members to cover, what would it be? If Hybe goes to the US, will MHJ go to? No. The government pressures on Hybe is strange. Meep, why? Lose Myself by Suga. Oh, this could be so good. The Old Man River. Old Man River. Old Man River. Ooh, Paul Robinson. I'm sorry, Paul Robeson. Um, where did I leave off? Where did I? I think Taeyang and Temin are very talented, deep artists. They would make interesting collabs. Also, Justin Timberlake. I want JK to release his covers, especially If You. More secure. Story of My Life from 1D in Harmony. Beatles, Strawberry Fields, The Bio Explorer. Yours speaking my language. The government is there to govern. True. Those performances at Korean National Assembly and whatnot showed me that they are all there to take as much advantage of taxpayers' money, no less. The Daddy by Treasure. OTT, Purple Rain by Jimin and Jin. Jimin song Mother Earth from Within Temptation. J-Hope, T-Pack, Mama. I want BJK and or Jin to cover some Luther Vandross or even Gregory Hines music. Hey, we are the monkeys. Another one bites the dust. Group song. I could picture them right now. Purple Rain, Old Man River, Never Not, Tainted Love, At Last. At Last? Jimin's voice would not fit Purple Rain. Have to go to bed now. Bye, Erica. V, the Rose Bette Midler. RM, okay. West Side by RM and Sugar. Rubber Band Man. Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by V. Smooth Criminal by JK. Lantern Light from Night Wish by Jimin. That was my song. Okay. Beautiful Girl for Jimin. When Doves Cry, the Sesame Street song. Jimin would do better with When Doves Cry. Night All. Good night, Ray. Jimin. Something from the Stylistics. Good night, Dreamcatcher. She's Out of My Life, MJ by JK. I'll Be There by Jackson 5. Oh, that's good. Yellow by Coldplay for JK. Smooth Criminal, good one. We are talking about HYBE headquarters leaving Korea, not BTS. Yeah, yeah. HYBE, HYBE headquarters. JK Purple Rain. Can't leave until you schedule our insomnia night. um, I'm going to say, how about closer to Christmas? Because then I can take like several days where I can just not work. I think it's going to be December. Still loving you from Scorpions, but I'm going to. So I might go to Japan and South Korea. I will do lives when I'm there. So let me know where you want me to go. I'll do a stream. I'll live stream. Let me know where you want me to go. Do you remember Into the Jungle, the Coca-Cola song? Yes, I do remember that, Rona. Thriller. Oh wait, now that's the ultimate song, I think, Thriller. I will die peacefully if I hear anyone from BTSV sing Old Man River. Leia, good choice. For Thriller, yeah. I heard some Despacito. I heard some good ones. I do agree with Thriller for sure. Strawberry Fields, I agree. I think Oasis songs, Wonderwall, for example, would be good. Um, what else? Hmm. I would love for them to do a reinterpretation of some Whitney Houston songs. Um, I have so many Beatles song in my head that I want them to do. I also want them to do Single Ladies by Beyonce. I think the vocal line is going to have a blast doing it. Bridge over Troubled Water. Hey Jude, yes. Yes, Whitney would be amazing. Man in the Mirror. So many MJ songs actually. But yeah, I think one that would be I Will Always Love You, September. Hilltop, the Coca-Cola song. JK put out an official cover version of Falling. In the End, Linkin Park, September. In the End, yes. You too one. So many, right? Yeah. But I think Single Ladies will be fun for for the vocal line to do. Or maybe even the rap line to do. I think it would be nice if they can do a reinterpretation of Single Ladies. Like they are the ones that are putting a ring on it. And then the girls are actually saying no. Bohemian Rhapsody. Wonderful Tonight. Ah, Jimin. Yeah. Here Comes the Sun. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I did say that I actually want to do an insomnia live live streaming for the insomniac. It's 24 hours straight of live streaming, and we're just gonna do whatever it is that we want. We can play games, we can watch a movie together. I can watch some of the music videos that you would recommend. We'll just talk about things about life. We'll just exchange stories and get to know each other better. So, and we're just going to be in our pajamas the entire day, and you can just go in and out of the live, like if you need to meet somebody or eat or whatever, you can do that. So that's my dream, and I want to do it before the end of the year. So that's what she was talking about. So I think I can do that closer to Christmas, because then I have like I know that I will have at least a week where I can just not do anything. So that's the goal, and I will announce it when I can do that. Also, in the next live, it's an hour and a half already. I don't want to hold you up too much. I know that some of you need to go to bed. um Insomnia is your specialty. Yeah, I'm insomniac too. So I will announce it very soon. And then in the next live, I'm going to continue talking about the story that I'm writing. And the characters I'm imagining, this is not a fanfic. It's definitely not using the name or anything in reference to BTS. It's just that when I'm writing a story, I like imagining the characters, and all the characters that I've imagined are actually live people, like people in my life. So for this, because there are seven major characters, I imagine the seven members of BTS. It's like a mix. It's action thriller, sort of like Mission Impossible kind of thing. So I'll continue discussing the characters. I'll present like each character, their name and what they do. But I've already discussed RM, Suga, Jimin's character. Again, this is not them. It's just that I'm using their facial features, to their physical body, to imagine the characters moving around and talking. So it's Jin. It's only Jin that I haven't talked about. So I'll talk about him and then I'll go back to the rest of the members. Um, that's it. BTS to remix Boy George. More novel plot next time. Yes. Yeah, next time. I haven't talked about it in a while. All right. Okay. Hour and a half. I don't want to hold you up too much. I know you guys need to rest and go on with your life. So I appreciate you being here. I promise to be more prepared next time. There were a lot of talking points I actually wanted to create a like a presentation for so that you can follow better. So I'll do that next time. I just run out of time because of work. But thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you again next time. And please subscribe to X or Twitter. Follow me on X or Twitter. Also, be a member of my Patreon community. There is a free membership just in case you don't want to commit yet and just want to test things out. Thank you. Bye. Good night.